All right, I want you to forget everything you think you know about starting a business. Seriously. We're about to walk through a brand new blueprint that can turn your ideas into actual income and do it faster than you ever thought possible. Let's dive right in.
Okay, just look at this number. $1.5 million. Now, this isn't some crazy venture capital number or a projection for 5 years down the line. Nope. This is real, actual revenue. And get this, it came from just 2 simple apps. And they were built by a 22-year-old founder in just 1 year. Yeah, you heard that right. 12 months. This isn't a story about some giant team or, years and years of grinding away. This is about a totally new, way smarter way to build things.
But here's the real kicker, the question that changes the whole game. What if I told you all of this, that $1.5 million was possible without writing a single line of code? I know, it sounds completely nuts, right? But it's the absolute key to this entire blueprint.
The secret has a name, and it's called vibe coding. So forget everything you know about syntax and frameworks and all that complicated stuff. Vibe coding is, well, it's exactly what it sounds like. You just describe the vibe of the app you want. You tell an AI in plain English what you want it to do, and it just builds it. A real, functional, ready-to-launch app. This isn't just an update, this is a revolution.
Okay, so how do you actually start? Where does this journey begin? Well, step 1 is arguably the most important of all, discovering pain. The biggest mistake people make is they try to invent some brilliant, totally unique idea out of thin air. But the truth? The really profitable apps, they aren't invented, they're discovered.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. You don't need a unique idea. You need a painful problem that people already Googled 10,000 times a day. Seriously, let that sink in. Forget about being original. Your mission is to find a problem that's so annoying, so painful, that thousands of people are already out there, right now, desperately searching for a fix. You're not creating demand, you're just meeting it.
So where do you find these gold mines of pain? Well, these are your hunting grounds. You gotta go where people complain. We're talking Reddit threads, niche forums, just look for the rants. Go read the 1-star reviews on popular apps in the App Store. That's literally a free to-do list of features people are begging for. Even social media support tickets. Or startup marketplaces like Acquire.com can show you what problems people are willing to pay to solve. The ideas are all out there. They're just disguised as complaints.
Now, before you go off and build a single thing, you absolutely have to validate that this pain is real. And here's the super simple 1-week test to do just that. Step 1, find one of those complaints in your hunting grounds. Step 2, use an AI tool to whip up a simple landing page that describes your solution. Step 3, post the link right back in the same thread where people are complaining. The goal, if you can get 10 people to sign up in 1 week, you've got something. If not, the pain isn't painful enough. Drop it and move on. No harm, no foul.
All right, so you found a validated painful problem. Awesome. Now comes the magic. Step 2, vibe coding. This is where we take that idea you just proved people want and turn it into a real working app. And I'm not talking months or weeks. We're talking minutes.
And you don't have to guess which tools to use. Here's your basic Vibe Coders toolkit. If you're building a web app from scratch, especially one with AI features, Creo is your best friend. Want to build a full-on mobile app for iOS and Android? Emergent is the one for that. And for just spinning up a quick landing page, like for that validation test we just talked about, Vercel's V0 is perfect. It's just about picking the right tool for what you're trying to do.
The actual process is way simpler than you'd think. Think of it like a recipe. First, you use something like ChatGPT as your sous chef to write up a master prompt. This is basically a detailed, 1-page document describing everything: the features, the layout, how you'll make money. Then you take that recipe and paste it into an AI agent like Creo. And then the AI just cooks the app. It generates all the screens, the logic, the whole shebang. All that's left for you is to taste test it and tell the AI what little changes to make.
And look, this isn't just some theory, it's really happening. There's a case study of an app called Quizzer AI, a tool that turns study notes into practice quizzes. Guess how long it took to build using this exact method? 15 minutes. 15, that's it. From a simple text prompt to a working app in less time than it takes to finish a cup of coffee. It's wild.
But here's a super important piece of advice you have to remember. The quote says it all. Build something simple, lovable, and complete. Your first version shouldn't be this giant, complicated thing. You have to focus only on the absolute need-to-have features that solve that one core problem. All the nice-to-have stuff, forget it for now. That's how you avoid getting overwhelmed and actually get something out the door.
Okay,
So you've got a validated idea, you've built a simple, lovable app, you're done, right? Nope. This next part, step 3, is where almost everyone messes up. It's called distribution first. And you have to burn this into your brain. An okay app that people actually see will always, always beat an amazing app that's invisible.
And the whole mindset has to shift. You're not selling anymore, you're solving. The old way, right, was just being a salesperson, pushing your product, sending out salesy pitches. It just doesn't work anymore. The new way is to be a problem solver. You go to places like Reddit, you find someone literally asking for a solution to their problem, and you genuinely help them. You're not selling, you're helping.
So what does that actually look like? Well, here's some super high return tactics. Number 1, find those users on Reddit with those very specific pain points we talked about. Number 2, create a ton of pause-worthy content for TikTok. Stuff that makes people stop scrolling because you're actually showing them how your app solves a problem. And here's a great one, partner with niche micro streamers for live demos. The big takeaway here is show, don't tell. Let people see it work.
And you're probably thinking, this sounds expensive. Well, how much do you think a campaign like that costs? $1,000? $10,000? How about this? $120.
Yeah, $120 for a single collaboration with one of those micro streamers, and that $120 investment generated 2 million views and tens of thousands of dollars in revenue. The return on investment is it's insane. And that's the power of finding the exact right people and actually solving their problem. Okay, let's wrap this all up by talking about the right mindset to have, because it ties everything together. As a solo founder playing this new game, you have to realize that your biggest asset isn't a ton of money, it's speed.
Think about it. Big companies are slow. They're stuck in meetings about meetings. But you can get feedback from a user in the morning and push an update to your app in the afternoon. You can do that multiple times a day. That ability to listen and change on a dime, to iterate relentlessly, that is your superpower.
But, and this is a huge but, we have to end with a dose of reality. The lesson learned from literally thousands of failed startups is this. It all comes back to step 1. If the problem you're solving isn't truly, deeply painful, it doesn't matter how fast you are, it doesn't matter how cool your features are, people just won't care, and they won't use your app.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. To be exceptional, by definition, you have to be the exception. You can't just follow the old playbook. To build something amazing in this new world, you have to be the exception. You have to think differently, act faster, and stay focused. So there you have it. The playbook is crystal clear. Find a painful problem, use AI to vibe code a simple solution fast, and then go solve that problem for real people. The tools are here. So the only real question left is, what painful problem are you going to solve first?